Yeah. Well, thanks, Eric. Thanks for coming to the Minnesota Music Note. I started this podcast a month ago, and it's going kind of crazy already. We've got like lots of guests and have a lot of fun with it. So the idea really is, my wife and we've lived in Minnesota since 2013, and we've been like in and out or dabbling in the music scene, gotten a bit deeper in through meeting people through a lot of the open jams. And from there, just really like forging some really good friendships and relationships, and just realizing how warm and open the community is for the most part, right? There's always people on the fringes.
Oh yeah.
But it's just been wonderful. And what I wanted to do is just kind of explore that further and really get to know people, like in person, sit down, have a chat. Because you and we've sat together, we've talked together a few times, but it becomes a little platonic sometimes when you're getting ready to get on stage. We've only got 3 minutes or whatever to chat or whatever, you don't really get to know anybody. So.
Or, you're doing your thing and I'm running sound at the terminal.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Cool, man. So, first of all, why don't you just tell the audience who you are, and if you could spell your first name and last name, how you like it to be spelled. So.
Okay. So my name is Eric, E-R-I-C-U, last name Foss, F as in Frank, O-S-S as in Sam. I also go by E-Roc, E-R-O-C.
Nice.
That's a lot of people know me is just by E-Roc because that's my stage name.
Yeah. So that's my first question then. Where did E-Roc come from? What's this background story?
So with E-Roc, it started out. It's my own little solo project that I do. It started out as just me doing as a hip hop act because I got a lot of friends that are in the hip hop community. And, I saw them doing stuff and I'm like, okay, I want to get in on this. So I did. And then, I was sitting there trying to figure out, what should my artist name be? And I was sitting there with my best friend. I'm actually wearing his shirt. Shout out Von Sage. I was sitting with him and he's like, dude, it's E-Roc. Like, your name's Eric. It's E-Roc. There it is. Simple.
Nice.
So that's kind of how that was born. And then I've just been doing that. That started in 2017 that I was doing that. And then I've just kind of been doing it ever since. So
when you and I are kind of talking a little bit before we started the podcast here, you're talking about an album that you've got coming out and some personal projects you've got going on. I want to know more about that. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So, I've got 3 different albums on all platforms, that, everybody can go check out. But I've got a new one. I don't have a release date for it yet, but it's going to be releasing in 2026, called Nothing Nowhere. It's actually completely different from what I've been doing. The last few projects have all been very hip-hop-esque, but with this one, I felt like I'm really going back to my roots because I grew up, rock and metal. That's what I grew up on.
Nice.
And so this album is going to be very rock and metal. Not no hip-hop on this one. It's just, like I said, going back to my roots on it, and I'm really looking forward to everybody hearing it.
Nice. And it's all under the same stage name. It's
yes.
all under E-Roc. So
yep.
E-Roc exploring all genres.
Oh yeah.
I like it. Cool. So tell me, so you say you kind of grew up on rock and metal, and obviously there was a transition point where you kind of opened up your eyes and saw some more types of music. So tell me about like who you were, where you were, what happened at that stage in your life where you're like, you know what, I kind of want to like get into hip hop.
Yeah. So with that, like I said, I grew up, my dad's been in cover bands since the late 80s, early 90s. Somewhere
Here in Minnesota?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
And original projects too. I shouldn't say it was just cover bands, but it's all been rock stuff. So I grew up listening to a lot of, like Motley Crue, Ozzy, stuff like that. And for me, that was a big part of, what shaped, who I am today. So then moving on, coming to, like middle school, junior high, I started getting some new friends and they were listening to some other stuff and they were kind of introducing me to this, the new stuff, whether it be, hip hop. I think one friend that I can distinctly remember, his name was Jason. introduced me to an artist called Tech9. And that's what kind of got me started. I'm like, oh, you know what? This stuff's actually not too bad. And then I started getting into like Eminem and all this other stuff. And then come college, I met friends who were, hip hop artists. And I really enjoyed what they did, and I enjoyed listening to them, and seeing them on stage really inspired me to be like, I grew up doing music and theater, so being on stage was, I grew up on stage because I did theater a lot. And I'm like, God, I miss back being on stage. And so for me, being able to do this original stuff and, perform it in front of people, yes, it was nerve-wracking at first, but, it's really fulfilling to be able to get on stage and perform in front of people and have an audience and, watch people's reactions to your music, whether you be doing originals or in covers, whether you get people dancing or you get people just, nodding their heads, enjoying, tapping their foot, whatever. It's a really cool experience for me to be able to watch people enjoy music. And it's really fulfilling for me to be able to get on stage. Like I said, I did theater and I love acting. So for me to get on stage and be someone else, it's really cool.
What's your favorite role you played in your acting career?
In high school, I was the lead in The Odd Couple. We did The Odd Couple. I don't know if you remember that one. It was that.
I remember the name, but I can't place what it is.
Okay, yeah. Well, it was an older movie. It had Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon. But I played the character by the name of Oscar. He was kind of they kind of typecast me on that one. He's kind of the dirty slob. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, getting to play the lead for once.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'd say that was definitely probably my favorite. I miss acting though. I haven't done it in a very long time.
Why not? Just busy.
Busy, yeah. Just don't have the time for it. And there's community stuff out there, but it's kind of few and far between.
Sure.
Not a lot of opportunity either, I would say.
Well, you are a busy guy as far as I've known you. I haven't known you that long, but as I see you out there, you're quite prevalent. For a minute there, I thought you were in every band in Minnesota, but I think you've kind of pulled back from that a little bit, and you're focusing on a few things. But tell me about all the different facets of E-Roc. So I'll frame that up a little bit more specifically. So first of all, I'm curious. You're making a new album that's coming out in 2026, and you're making it by yourself.
Yep.
Are you playing everything? Are you one of those guys?
I wish I was that cool. While I do know how to play instruments, I am not that coordinated when it comes to doing all that extra stuff. So what I do is I find beats on like YouTube and stuff, and I purchase them. And
okay.
So I can put them on these platforms. But then I just record my voice over them.
So what instruments do you play then on your album?
None.
You're not playing anything. So it's just vocals.
It's just vocals. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. And then so is that the hip hop side, or that's the new album side, or that's for everything you've done?
That's for everything.
Okay.
I've never actually, on my personal stuff, I've never actually played any instruments on record.
Okay. What instruments can you play? I know I see you play bass all the time.
Yeah. Bass. Obviously regular guitar as well. That's what I started out on.
Okay.
But then I can also play drums. Actually, growing up, I wanted to be a drummer.
Nice.
But then I don't know. I don't know what happened there and why that never came to fruition.
So you don't know why you made the choice of bass and kind of stuck with that?
Well, no, I do know that, but I'll get into that because I'll get into that here in a second. You had asked me what other instruments I play, but I also play clarinet, saxophone. I started out clarinet in elementary school, and then high school transitioned over to saxophone as well because they're very similar.
Nice.
and then I'll play a little bit of piano, and then obviously my voice is an instrument as well.
Yeah.
But then I started out on guitar, and I actually taught myself how to play guitar at the age of 16. My dad tried to teach me before that because he went to the music tech. He tried to teach me, and I just didn't really want to learn the way that he wanted me to learn.
Sure.
And we butted heads on that, and it wasn't going to work out that way. So I stopped for a little bit, and then like I said, 16, I picked it back up again, and I just kind of taught myself. I was went and looked at like tabs and stuff online and learning stuff that way. And then I didn't actually start my own band until 2022. I was like,
wow, that's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. For Your Entertainment was my first band that I was ever in.
What's the name of it?
For Your Entertainment.
For Your Entertainment.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And then
what kind of music was it?
It was covers.
Okay. Top 40 covers?
No, it was more, we were kind of all over the place with it. We did a lot of 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Whatever you guys like to play.
Pretty much. I mean, obviously we threw in some stuff too where, we got to make sure we have stuff that other people are going to want to dance to, because, if you don't get people on the dance floor, then the venues are going to want to have your back. Yeah. But, after that one, kind of had a falling out. I decided that, what, I'm also, I also played bass at the time too. And I felt like I was going to have a lot more opportunities as a bass player rather than a guitar player.
So you were a guitar in For Your Entertainment?
Yeah, I played rhythm guitar.
Okay.
And, like I said, I just felt like I was going to have more opportunities for other bands as a bass player rather than, a guitar player, because around here it seems to me we have like an excess of guitar players.
Yeah.
And not enough bass players.
Not enough bass players, not enough drummers.
Yeah. Well, and all the drummers and bass players that are around are in like 4 different bands.
Right.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm just out here giving myself more opportunities. So cool. That's when I auditioned after FYE fizzled out. I took like a year off from doing stuff, and then I'm like, all right, well, let me get back into it just on bass this time. And so I went out and I auditioned with a few bands, and then I got with DSG, who I'm with now.
Nice. And so talk a little bit about DSG. Like what's the framework of the band? What's the type of music? What are you guys trying to do? What's the future look like? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff going on. We're working on getting ourselves a nice little in-ear rig going. So that'll help us a lot, being able to, hear things better.
Yeah.
And not having to rely on the sound guy to, put what we want in our ears. That'll save us so much time. And then, we've added a few songs recently. Just played the Commander Bar up in Breezy Point last weekend. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then, obviously we got, more shows next year. And then, I don't know if you know, DSG's been around a long time. It used to be Daring Stiletto Group. But they just kind of shortened it. And so...
How long has the band been around? Like I said, I've seen the band around since I've known bands in Minnesota, but I didn't know how long.
I want to say at least the 90s.
Oh, wow. I was still in high school in the 90s, man.
Wow. I was born in the late 90s.
Wow.
Like I wasn't even, in the early 90s, I wasn't even born yet.
Wow.
But they did a mix of like covers, and then they've done original stuff as well. They actually have a whole album out. I don't know, it's not on all platforms, but there are physical copies out there. They're kind of few and far between.
Yeah, that's probably pre-platform that got released.
Yes, right? Yes, I am lucky enough to have one.
Nice.
Because we were actually talking about doing some originals.
Nice.
And getting back into that, and that's one thing that we want to do. for sure. Maybe do some originals. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean it's great to get those. I mean, I'm in a cover band obviously as well, but we have a couple of originals in our band.
Do you?
Yeah. So we started out, me and the two brothers, the two bald guys from the band. We started out like the three of us. We were in a different band together for a while, and then kind of that thing fell apart, and we wanted to keep going. And we all like heavier, kind of more technical stuff.
Yeah.
And Nathan and Nathaniel are both like Nathaniel's outstanding, just writing these chunky, fat riffs, and then Nathan's really good at like composition, like he
Sure.
put it all together in his whole thing. So yeah, we've got. That's actually what we're doing now. We're taking a break for the winter because we're actually writing some more and then also learning some more covers for a couple shows next year. But yeah, you may not remember, but yeah, we played one original at the show, I think, where you ran sound for us at the terminal. So
okay. Yeah, I probably don't remember that. I remembered a lot of the covers that you guys did, but I don't know if I remembered the original.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, but it's fun. It's good to get those juices flowing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So aside from being a musician, I know you used to run sound at the terminal. Are you still running sound anywhere? And how'd you kind of get into that gig?
So I started out, I was like 13 running sound at my church, and that's kind of how I learned how to do that sort of thing. And then, as time has gone on, I've just gotten, I've watched a lot of like, YouTube University, so to speak,
right,
on how to do a lot of stuff. And, I was during, COVID times, they were looking, I just started going there. I'd never actually been to the Terminal Bar before that. And I was doing a show there, and I got to talking with the owner, and him and I became good friends. And he was telling me, I did a bunch of shows there, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, we're looking for more sound guys. We have like a shortage of sound guys here. And so I'm like, well, I know how to run sound. Okay, well, we'll give you a shot. And then I was there for 5 years.
That was quite the shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just left that position this year. I was getting too busy with other things. And
sure. Do you plan to kind of get back into running sound at any point, or you got enough things going on right now that you're happy where you're at?
I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Between, work and then, doing stuff with DSG and just trying to find personal time has become few and far between.
Sure. Well, so take me back to kind of those formative years. You said your dad was a musician. So what instrument or instruments does your dad play?
He plays guitar and bass as well, but his main instrument for many, 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 many years has been bass.
Bass?
So I kind of am following in his footsteps in that realm. But I mean, he's been in countless bands over the years. He was in Bad Jack. I don't know if you've heard of them. Okay. Bad Jack, Novocaine Tongue, which Novocaine Tongue was Hairball before it became Hairball. And then, let's see, what other? Ultimate Ozzy. It was an Ozzy tribute band. Lady Luck, that was his most recent one. He doesn't live in Minnesota anymore, unfortunately.
Your dad?
Yeah, he lives down in Arizona now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, he went to the warm area.
I wish I could follow him.
Is that right?
I'm sick of the cold.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Were you born in Minnesota then?
Born and raised.
Okay. Yeah, so you've been through quite a few winters.
Yeah, 28 of them to be exact.
Is that right?
Well, 27 technically. This will be 28.
We're going on 28
yeah.
now. Tiptoeing in.
Yeah, because my birthday's in June, so I just turned 28 in June. But yeah, he's been and then filled in for countless bands. I can't even tell you. I mean, he's done stuff with actually another one just recently was Arch Allies. He was doing stuff with. But yeah, I mean, he's been doing stuff for years. And then a couple original stuff here, like Bones Gang was his original project, as well as Project Killer Bees with another former Minnesota musician, Brooke Krieger, who unfortunately passed away recently. I think within a year. But yeah, he's been in so many more bands than I can probably even remember.
Well, some of the names you said he was playing with, I mean, those are solid bands, so he must be a pretty solid player.
Yeah, well, like I said, he went to music tech, which was McNally Smith before it was McNally Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And so he learned how to do everything there. So I'd say he's pretty technical.
It's funny that you say that, like, when your dad was trying to teach you when you were young, he's like, it's like, as a dad of 4 kids, every one of my kids has musical talent, right? But
Yeah.
I kind of mirror that, right? I know that when I try to teach my kids how to play, like, my daughter will come to me and be like, hey, I want to learn how to play drums. We'll sit down. She'll spend about 10 minutes at it and not like the way that I teach it, so she no longer wants to play anymore.
Yeah.
I think what'll happen is they'll be like yourself, maybe just motivated by something going on around them, and once it becomes their thing, then they might dig in a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely something I wanted to do. Like, I really wanted to play guitar. And so, like I said, I just went out and I looked at tabs on the internet and learned how to play the songs that I wanted to play, and learned that way.
So what, if you could remember, what are some of those first songs that you're like, I want to learn how to play that?
Well, the first song I ever learned how to play, it was one my dad actually did teach me. It was Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison.
Okay.
But I say some of the first ones that I ever remember doing, probably Follow Me Down by the Pretty Reckless. Oh man, like you, I'm into a lot of the heavier stuff. So, probably one of the Of Mice and Men tunes. Those are just a couple. I don't think I can remember all of them.
So you've been on stage since 2017, out there playing, doing different stuff. Tell me a funny story about something that happened one night when you were out there.
Oh man. There was this one time I was doing an E-Roc gig up at this place called the Keller Bar up in St. Cloud.
I know the Keller Bar, yeah.
And I was doing a show there, and I like to have it, when I'm playing and stuff. I like to drink a little bit. And I don't like to get drunk, but I like to drink.
Okay.
So I got up on stage and I'm like, crap, I don't have I don't have anything to drink. And so I said something about it over the mic, and the bartender with like a small little pitcher of beer. Like, here you go. I'm like, that is how you be a bartender. But no, that was funny. I'm not going to lie to you, Will. I haven't had too many like super funny experiences on stage.
Okay. Well, that's a good one, though. I mean, that's when you know you're well taken care of.
Yeah.
Is when the bartender's like, fills up a pitcher and brings it to you and says, hey, keep going, man.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you got.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So, in terms of your rap career, right? Because I think that makes you unique to anybody that I've talked to so far on the Minnesota Music Note. That's quite interesting. What do you sing about?
A lot of like life experiences, whether it be, stuff that's happened in my life or just how like my mental state at that time. But it's very personal to me. So I would say I write about a lot of personal stuff.
Can you give me an example? Can you walk me through a song? You don't have to rap it necessarily. You can if you want to. I know the audience wants to hear it, but share some of your poetry with us.
Oh man, put me on the spot. Look at you.
Yes, I am. Inquiring minds want to know.
I know. A lot of songs. I will say too, I've written a lot of songs about heartbreak as well. A lot of songs about a lot of my exes.
Okay. What was her name?
Which one?
Which one got a song? All of them?
There's quite a few of them that do.
12 songs on an album. They're all ladies' names.
No. No, no ladies' names. I specifically don't do that for a reason. But they're, the meaning behind them is all, it's about that person, and that person knows it's about that person.
Right on.
Yeah, it's a lot of just that sort of thing.
Cool. Have you performed a lot then as a solo artist?
I actually went on tour in 2021.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did your tour go to?
Went to Omaha, Colorado Springs. We were supposed to do Phoenix, but that was during COVID times, and just some stupid stuff happened with that one. And then after that, we went to Amarillo, Texas, and then Wichita, and then back home. So we were out for a total of 10 days, and did, let's see, 4 shows. Should have done more than that, but
Hey, you're 28. Life is young, man. You just got more tours under your belt.
well, I was, let's see,
2026 new album drops. I think there's a tour in the making right now.
trust me, I would love to go back on tour. I miss being on tour.
Is that right?
It's a lot of money. It's very expensive to go on tour.
Is it?
I think I lost probably upwards of $1,000 on that tour. But it was so worth the experience, getting to meet all these new people and perform in front of all these places, and one thing I've noticed as an original artist is that when you go out of state and perform somewhere out of state, you get way more love than you do in your home state.
That's interesting. Why do you think that is?
I don't, a lot of people here, especially like in the wintertime, they just don't want to go out. And I will say too, COVID messed a lot of that up. People are just kind of scared to go out now. And at least that's just how I feel about the situation.
Sure.
It may not be true for everybody, but that's just how I feel about that situation. But, it's really been hard to get people to come out to shows. People don't necessarily want to come out and support unless you've got a big name. If you've got a big following. Mm-hmm. I've noticed a lot of people around here have been very like sheep. They want to follow the big artist, but they want to go see the big artist and pay $200 to go see the big artist, but they won't pay $10 to come see a local show.
Interesting. But you found that it was different once you got out of the state of Minnesota.
Yes.
So tell me about that. Tell me about some of your cool experiences on the road.
It was really fun.
It's the best city that you performed in, do you think?
Believe it or not, Wichita.
Wow.
Wichita showed mad love.
Really?
Yeah, and we had and it helped. What helped that show a lot was the people that I booked for that show, because they had they brought in a lot of people, and so it just made the show a lot more fun when you're getting to perform for more people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you feel the energy from the crowd, and it just builds it up.
Yeah,
that's neat.
And the place we performed at was really cool too. A lot of history, a lot of big names that performed on that stage. It was a place called Barleycorns in Wichita.
Barleycorns?
Yep, John Barleycorns.
That's a cool name.
So we performed there. That was really cool. And like I said, a lot of big names have been through there, so you really just feel the kind of the energy on that stage.
Nice. So you did the tour booking too. So you're on tour, but you're also kind of bringing everybody in each city that you go to.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll pick your brain maybe offline. I've never done something like that. Sounds cool.
It's cool, but it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
Trying to book a couple bands into a bar here in Minnesota is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I can imagine being on tour and, not knowing people in the city or having to do the research and find them beforehand and put all that together everywhere you go.
Honestly, it was really easy. That was the easy part.
Oh, okay. Well,
getting the venue was the hard part.
Okay.
Like I said, the easy part was finding an artist, because what I would do is I would go out and search up, say we're going to Arizona, and I would type in Arizona, hip hop artists or whatever. and I would find a group and I would join that group. And then I would post, hey, I'm booking a show for this X and X date. You know, is anybody interested and wants to come perform? And I had like tens of 50s of people.
So did you like vet them then and kind of look to see who was going to bring in the biggest draw and kind of try to
I'm more so
a little bit that way, or
I was listening to the quality of their music.
okay.
Just because I was like, you know, if I felt like I liked your music, yeah, there's probably a good chance I'm going to book you.
Nice. So you did it all based on vibes.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's
And I
really
mean,
neat.
don't get me wrong, a lot of them did bring in, you know, good amount of people. You know, it didn't always work out. Like when we went to Amarillo, it rained, and we were playing outside.
Outdoors. Yeah.
And so I think the rain really kind of, I feel like we might have had a few more people there had it not rained.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, like Minnesota, someone would go outside in the snow and
Right.
yeah, but nobody wants to stand around in the rain and watch a show. So.
Right, exactly. Well, we still did the show.
Was the stage covered though?
The stage was covered,
Okay.
yes.
Just like how'd the tech work out there? We had
Yeah.
no coverage at all.
Yeah, no, the stage was covered. It was actually really cool. I got some pictures I can show you later.
That'd be great. I'd love to throw some pictures in. Even want to share some pictures of your tour stuff. We can put them in the episode as well.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then also, if you're willing to, and you've got anything for your 2026 album that's kind of ready and polished, and you want to kind of put it out there, we could throw that at the end of the episode as well. If you're not ready for it, that's okay. But
I can give you the album artwork. I can show you that, but I don't have any of it. I'm still waiting on the masters to come back.
okay. I thought maybe you needed to break up with a couple more girlfriends in order
No,
to,
the album-
to finish the album.
the
You
album
need to
is
have some more
done.
inspiration, huh?
The album is done. It's just I got it mixed. I'm just waiting on the masters to come back now.
Okay, cool. And so where did you do that? Where did you do the recording and
I have
mastering?
a good friend of mine by the name of Dylan Mock, also known as Demo, who owns a company called Mock Studios, Mock Productions, out of Mankato,
Nice.
and I did everything with him.
Nice. So I like to wrap this up, and you're talking about Demo. I like to wrap this up by saying, who do you recommend should be on the show next? And to me, I'm like, man, we should get Demo on here. That sounds like a cool person to have. But who would you say should be on the Minnesota Music Note?
I would recommend my singer Darren Tatley.
Okay.
Just because I feel like, you know, he's been around, you know, obviously a lot longer than I have, and I feel like he would have some good
This is the
stories.
singer of the Stiletto Group.
Yes.
DSG.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lead singer of DSG,
Yeah.
Darren, I feel like he would have a lot of cool stories to tell.
He probably would, yeah. I've only had like you and I have had more conversations. I think deep conversations around hanging out. But Darren, I've only met maybe once or twice, and we've had like very short conversations. So that would be really interesting to get him on.
Yeah, I think you and him would get along well.
Nice.
You both have Filipino wives.
Exactly. Exactly. The Asian persuasion is
That's right.
deep in our household for sure. That's nice, man. Well, cool. Is there anything else like you wanted to share or that you were thinking of that you wanted to get out here to hear for the audience?
No, I think I think we've covered just about everything I wanted to talk about.
Cool, man. Well, we covered some good ground, and I look forward to hearing this album release and and hearing what you've been up to behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I've heard you on stage, and I'll see you on stage again soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, awesome.
All right. Well, thank you again for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, dude. Save me from myself.